Hello, everyone. Now, I'm very happy to be with you today, and I hope that in the nearest hour, you all will get great chances to find some inspiration. Thank you very much for finding time, joining us today. And I know that it's quite a challenge to work in this period, but anyway, that's great that you still are eager to develop professionally and find out interesting ideas. I hope that everyone are well and not so tired. Anyway, I think that we are going to start just in several minutes while everyone are joining. While we are waiting, let me introduce myself a bit. My name is Diana Головань. I am an LT consultant for National Geographic Learning in Ukraine. That's a publishing house that specializes in English as a foreign language textbooks. And the greatest feature from this publishing house are their belief that we need to bring all classrooms to life. We can do it through stunning photographs, inspiration videos, up-to-date materials, interesting topics and texts. National Geographic Learning and all authors and all methodologists believe that we can motivate our modern students by providing them with modern topics, with modern content. This is what you can find in our books. And now a bit of information about what we are going to have today. We are going to have not usual webinar. The webinar will be held in the form of demo lesson. So for the first 40 minutes, you will be in the role of the students. You will answer my questions, do some tasks. Also, as we have online demo lesson, I suggest you to have a smartphone with you. It will be much easier for you to take part in different activities. If you don't have this possibility, you can download the file from handouts. You can find them at the bottom of the screen. There, you will get some tasks, so you can just follow the link and complete the task together with us. Also, some of you have already written me some messages. Hello, very glad to see you here. I see here we have teachers from Lviv, from Novy Rozdil, from Stary Sambil. Great, that's wonderful. And as it was promised, at the end of the webinar, we will talk a bit more about our raffle. I will tell you how you can get a chance to win one of the books that we've prepared to you. If you are new to this platform and you are from your desktop computer, this is how you can contact with me. Unfortunately, there is no chat today, but you have this question mark button that will help you to write to me. No one else will see the message, but I will. And if you have any questions, please leave them to me. I will try to have a look at the end of the webinar. And also, usually when we finish, I look through all the comments, and if there is something really serious and I understand the teacher really waits for my answer, I usually contact him or her. Anyway, now you know how to contact with me. And I suggest we start, right? So now we forget that we are teachers. We are now at school, at our online school. So let's have our lesson. Let's start. Today, the topic of our lesson is writing the article. When you think about an article, where can you read them? Write, please, in our chat box some ideas where we can read the article. I see some answers from you. Magazines, newspapers. That's right. Actually, that also come to my mind first. Right. Newspaper. If you were a modern teenager at school lessons, that's true. On the internet, blogs, news, social media, on the net, in newspaper, magazine, internet, Facebook, in the newspaper. Well done. So, some ideas. We can read the articles in the blogs, in social networks, in newspaper, in magazines. These are just some of the ideas. Now, have you ever read articles? I see lots of yes here. Of course, we all read. Why do we read articles? What type of articles do you read? So the next question is, what types of articles do you read? News, sure. To get some information, right. Health articles, that is what is very important today. To get information on the topic of our interest, yeah. Last news, sure. About famous people. So you see, articles can have different meaning. Can have different topics. They can be from different fields. Why do people write them? Fashion, celebrities, yes. To get info about the world, yes. Why do people write the articles? They want to share the information, right? They want to share their thoughts. They want to say about something new, yeah. What is important for everything? That when we write article, we want people to read it, right? For someone who writes an article, and main aim to find his or her reader, right? So when we write the article, our task is not just to give the information, but to put this information in an interesting way, right? In this case, let's imagine that today we are not students, we are an international blog team. We all work for an international blog, and now we would like to organize students' competition. We had this competition several years ago. It has some good sides, some bad sides. Anyway, to organize competition this year, we need to put useful tips for our students and also to work with a good sample task for them to understand what we would like to see. So our task for today's meeting as international blog team to create this competition by writing useful tips, sample task, and of course post it in our blog. This is our last year task. Also, I remind you that we need to come up with 4 useful tips how to write the article successfully. Now, let's have a little brainstorming. Our management from our blog wants to talk about this future, wants to talk about future challenges. Let's just brainstorm. You need to go to the site and write 3 possible challenges of the city of the future. How we can do it? To go to the our brainstorm, you need here now you need your phone, or you can open a new tab in your laptop computer. You go to this site, menti.com. I'm going to highlight it. Once you are there, you need to enter these 7 digits. And then you can share your thoughts. Don't write to me in the comments, but follow the link menti.com, join us, and write your ideas. Think about the city of the future, your city of the future, another city, just in general. What challenges can be there? So again, to be active, to study more, we need to participate in the lesson. So I would really appreciate it. What do? You go to the site menti.com, you enter the code, and you give your ideas. So you see, once you are there, some interesting ideas come here, and you now can observe how interesting our word cloud is. So we are talking mostly about environment. So that one of the challenge would be environment. Traffic, overpopulation, that's right. Some new ways of education, transportation, ecology, pollution. The most popular thoughts are bigger. So if not one, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people are adding the word, it will be bigger, right? If it's only one idea, the words are a bit smaller. Great, thank you very much for your contributions. So I guess that now we can see that 3 possible challenges of the city are traffic, environment, and people. I guess when we talk about people, we talk about overpopulation, right? Pollution, it's included in the environment. Noise, I like this idea. Thank you very much. Wow, thank you for sharing your ideas. I will save this presentation and I will send it to you in our follow-up email together with your certificate, so you can get this and you can discuss it with your students during the next lesson. Good. That was my talk to teachers, not for students. Okay, you still can add. I will go there. We will. Wow, thank you. So many ideas, really. Can you imagine? After these ideas, we will definitely know what we need to write about, don't we? Good. I'm going to leave and go back to my lesson, but you still can contribute, and we will see more information from you. All right. Now I'm going to just 1 second. I will erase it. Okay. Now, this is the task from the previous years of our competition. The task. Read please the task and analyze it. Answer 2 questions. How many parts are there to the article? What are they? How are they different? Can you think of an interesting title for the article? So my first question is, how many parts are there in the article? 3 parts. Usually, all articles have introduction and conclusion, right? And it has main parts. The main part can be divided into smaller parts. When you read the task, please be aware of the questions, of the number of questions. Here we have 2 questions. What will be the biggest challenge for cities in the future? This is our first part, right? Will we be able to deal with it? This is the second part. And then in the conclusion, we need to give our thought. All right. So thank you very much for your answers. You are right. Yes, you are right. We have introduction, we have conclusion, and we have main part. In main part, we need to answer to 2 of the questions, right? And to separate them, we use different paragraphs. What will be the biggest challenge for the cities in the future? Will we be able to deal with it? Good. Thank you very much. Let's move on. What other information can you see? What else do you need to look at while you read the task? First of all, the audience, right? This is the international website for young people. What other important information do you need in order to complete this task successfully? So first of all, we know the questions we need to answer. We need our audience, young people. What else? You have to look at the whole task. Yeah, sure. We need to think about the grammar. It should be, should it be in present, past, or future? It should be. Size of the article, great. What about the size of the article? How many words do we need to write? 140, 190 words. Great, thank you. Thank you for your answers. Very active students today, actually, great. So now we know the questions, we know our audience, we know the number of words. Why do we need to know the audience? To know the audience, we need to know the audience actually, and to write the article in an appropriate style, right? If it is for young people, it can touch young people's feelings, probably. It can be not so formal, right? If it would be an article to the science magazine, the tone, the register would be a bit different, isn't it? Good. And it says here that we need to write it in an appropriate style. Well done. So our first tip would be, read the task carefully, think about your reader, right? This is what we are going to put in our Thank you for your answers. This is what we need to put to explain to our contestants, right? That we need this article. We need to think about the reader and to read the task carefully. Well done. Let's move on. I think now we are almost ready to start working on the article. Read the introduction. Remember the task. Cities of the future, possible challenges of the cities of the future, and how we can deal with them. Read two introductions. Which one is better and why? Just in your comments, please write to me 1, 2, and one sentence. Why do you think is better? So you can have some time to reading. Okay, some of you think the first is better. Some of you think the second one is better. And just one sentence telling me why you think so. What makes you more interested in the introduction? Yeah, I see that most of the people agree that number 1 is better because it gives the general outlook on the problem and the usage of the question makes it interactive. Thank you very much, Maria, for your contribution. That's, I guess, great answer. It's more interesting, right? What makes it interesting? First of all, the question. We engage our reader by asking him a question, right? When he sees the questions, he starts to think, and he will be interested if his thoughts are similar to our, right? Moreover, it's not just author's point of view, just modern cities are full of traffic and pollution, right? And many people believe these problems will become more. They will become more worse, right? The author also supports his idea. So yes, there's a lot of traffic and lots of pollution, but in the future it will make life in cities impossible, right? Also, it makes the teenager, okay, so some of your response. It attracts the attention and indicates what the article is about. It makes the teenagers more excited to write. When you have a question, you will be more interested, right? Of the right chosen words. Sure. Cities, let's look at number 2. Cities in the future will be worse than they are now. And because of this, city will experience many problems. These problems will make life very difficult for them, and it will be hard to live in cities. How can we improve this introduction? Do we have any clear problems? People will not be interested in text too. People will be afraid of such future. Yeah, that's true. And also, there is actually, to my mind, there is no facts. In the introduction number 1, he says about traffic and he says about pollution. So he gives 2 examples. You can agree with the author, you cannot agree with the author, right? But you can see his points of view. What we see in number 2? Just some general information. It's not interesting for us to read because we don't know what we are going to read about, right? So when you write the introduction, what your tips from this analysis, what will be your tip number 2? What can we suggest our contestants when we want them to write the introduction? Second one is about that everything keeps getting worse, feel like we will die. Yeah, for some pessimists, right? So we may start, your question number 1. We may start with a rhetorical question. Author's idea at first. So in introduction, we need to give our opinion, right? We need to be specific, right? we need to engage our students. So introduction should be short, but to the point. It should be clear what the author's opinion is, and it should engage the reader. We will talk about engagement very soon. For now, let's have a bit more reading. On the right, you have text, future challenges. We all know that all articles need the title. The title of this article is Future Challenges. Now, please read all 4 paragraphs and match paragraphs with the main idea from from the second column. You can see here you can see here letters A, B, C, and D, right? You have paragraphs. I will even write to you the numbers. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, 3, and 4. Now, very quickly, you have 1 minute. Please read and match. Write to me your answers. The minute starts now. Write the answers to our chat box where you see, the question mark. So, are you ready? Well, excellent. I see lots of correct answers. Thank you very much for your contributions. Great. As you see, to understand the main idea, 1 minute is enough, even especially for this such a not a long text, right? And here we have even a bit more difficult task. We need to understand the main idea of each paragraph. For our students, if for them it's too easy, you cannot give them the main idea. Ask them to write the main idea in 1 sentence, right? To sum up each paragraph. Anyway, here are the answers. 1A, 2C, 3B, 4D. Well done, great job. Lots of you gave me the correct answers. Now, my question to you, oops, I'm sorry. So my question to you, are the paragraphs have different ideas? Of course they are, right? Because we have put all these 4 different ideas. So it's important when you put the different paragraphs, you need, they should like develop your thought. It shouldn't be about the same, right? In the first paragraph, you state your point, you engage your reader, then you answer the questions that were in the task, and what you do in the 4th paragraph. Let's analyze it. Lots of great correct answers. Thank you. Well done, active students today at my lesson. What do we write in the second one? Very good tip, Alexandra. We should find keywords. We need to explain to our students who struggle to find the main idea that we need to find some keywords. They will help us to understand. But now we practice, we're just analyzing the writing. So But anyway, I think it will be, of course, useful to remind them. Sure, Vera, they should be linked. That's true. The text, yeah, should, like one thought should follow from the previous. That's right. You can use special words in order to organize your thoughts. You don't need to forget about the question, just think about the question and answer it. Thank you for your answers. For number 4, paragraph number 4, this is conclusion. We sum up our ideas and we state our point of view, right? When we write the article, it's important to that it's author's opinion. You can agree with him, you cannot agree. Anyway, it's important to, that everyone understand what your opinion is. Great job. So, do you remember the task? The task was, what will be the biggest challenge for the cities in the future? Will we be able to deal with it? The author covered both parts of the topic. Again, the first question was, what will be the biggest challenge for the cities in the future? Will we be able to deal with it? Do you know what author think about all these 2 questions? Yes, thank you very much. Yes, of course, he has. So this is a good example of an article, right? Has he begun and ended the article effectively? We were talking about the introduction. In the summary, do we know what his point is? Yes, right? So that is a really good example of the article. We can put, I think, this example to the topic. So our tip number 3, when you finish writing your article, go back to the task, read it again, and see, have you covered everything that was asked? Thank you. Thank you for your answers. Great job. Now, let's talk a bit more how to keep your reader interested. You can make your article more interesting if you provide descriptions and examples. So your reader can imagine what you're talking about. Not only do these support your opinion, but they make an article livelier. Make sure you involve your readers by asking questions. So you can engage your reader by providing descriptions, examples, and asking questions. Let's look at this sentence. In the future, green energy such as solar and wind power will be essential. Is this how we can change this sentence to help our readers be more engaging? We can use some direct questions. We can ask indirect question, or we can draw this picture by talking about in 50 years from now, green energy such as solar and wind power will be essential. Photos can be provided, that's true. In real life especially, right? When you do work on your project. But if we talk about exam preparation, usually we don't have time to draw the picture, right? So we need to use our language power in order to attract our readers. So we can have, like you can see here, more than 10 options how we can make this sentence more engaging, right? We can ask our students, our readers, have you ever wondered that what power will be essential in the future? Yeah. Do you think green energy such as solar and wind power will be essential? Can you imagine that green energy such as solar and wind power will be essential? Yeah. Imagine what? Good. We will practice a bit more and using these expressions now. For this, you need to scan this QR code, or in your handout, you can go to task 1 link. I will leave this link here so you can, so you can scan it. What do you know about green energy? Yes, thank you very much, Valentina. Great idea. If you can't do this, you will get the printout with your follow-up email, so you can do it, or you can share it with your students. And also, of course, we will do this now. So I'm just going to have 2 screens. The first screen will be, I can't, I guess. So here is the QR code that you can scan in order to do the task alone, or you just can see how it works. So we have different phrases, like different phrases and 3 groups: direct questions, indirect questions, and talking about the future. We need to drag the question to the appropriate column. Can you imagine? Is it what type of question it is? Direct question, I drag it here. One day, this is talking about the future, right? Imagine what our life will be like. Imagine what the future will be like. What would life be like if this is the direct question, right? We start from the question word. Some of you has finished. When you work with your students, you can wait for them and ask to send you screenshots of their finished activities in your chat, for example. If you work online, for us today, unfortunately, we can't do that, but for your students, it will work, and the fast finishers can have some extra task or some bonuses. I wonder what, in 50 years' time, talking about the future in not too distant future. Great, I like this expression very much. For writing an essay, it's well done. Have you ever wondered? Yeah, when we use the words like wonder, wondered, imagine, it's much, we show that we can use a wider range of language. In 50 years from now, why we need these different phrases? We will talk about the future during all the article, so we can use different phrases not to repeat ourselves. Do you think, yeah, this is the direct question, not too long from now, again, here it is. Okay, let's check. Here I have this check button. Well done, everything is done correctly, great. I have all done, great. So, now you have this link, you can share it with your student. Also, you can create new exercise. If you haven't discovered the site before, I suggest you, it's great, it's wonderful. You can add there anything. It is very quickly, it's understandable how to do it, and students love it. Great job. Now, if you're ready, let's move on. Now, we need to have a bit more practice. For now, let's go to the second activity. Again, I am going to leave the QR code here for you to scan. Or in your printout that I add to my presentation, you can find task 2. Here is a bit more complicated task. We need to complete it with one word. Help me, please. Have you ever... What word is missing? You can do it on your own. Something like that. If I'm not mistaken. In the note 2, what word was missing here? Oh, thank you. Some of you have already answered. Have you ever thought, seen? Great. We here the gap filling activity according to the chart that was in our lesson before. Of course, you can write their different ideas, but it's checked how you remember them. Good. And the last one, not imagine would, I guess not too long from now. Super. Some of you are writing to me here. Great that you are participating. Anyway, after the lesson, you can discover this site. So let's check. Yes. Oh no, do you remember? Okay. Maybe here is just a mistake from. I wonder. Yeah, not imagine, but wonder. Yeah, that's right. That is where you can show the range of your lesson. Yeah. Thank you. Great, everything is correct. Super. Now it's correct. Also, some notes about this site. You can scan the QR code, send it to students like I've done, or you can just copy the link and send them in the chat or whatever. Now, let's move on. And this time, we need to practice. So we have just practiced different useful expressions like, have you ever wondered what would life be like? Do you think one day I wonder what our life will be like? Imagine what people will be like, yeah, or something like in 50 years from now. Now let's practice. You need again to go to this site, menti.com, the same presentation. So if you haven't left this word cloud, you can again open the tab. And now let's change the statement to interest a reader. The increase in air travel is having a big impact on the environment. This is just a sentence. It doesn't touch us, right? It's not interesting for us. We can use direct questions, indirect questions, or some examples in order to engage our readers. So our task now to go to this site, menti.com, enter the code, you can see it here, and rewrite this statement, making it more engaging for our readers using the language from the exercises. Did you know that the increase in air travel is having a big impact on the environment? Yes, and for us as readers, it's much interesting. Did you know? I have never thought about that. Yes, maybe. Well, can you imagine that the increase in air travel is having a big impact on the environment? Right. We illustrate it. We appeal to our visual abilities. Right? Have you ever wondered? Yeah. Anyway, we can sometimes we write the articles on the topics that are not very popular, probably, right? But we want our readers to think about that, and asking questions like that can help us to make our readers read the stuff. Imagine the increasing of air travel. How do you think increasing air travel is having a big impact on the environment? Have you ever wondered about the way the air travel affects the environment? Great. Do you think that one day the increase in air travel, wonderful. Yeah, we would even add something like spicy, yeah, like talking about the future. We don't say that it is, it affects, it has a big impact or not, but we just start by analyzing this problem. Great. Can you imagine that? Air travel. Now you can do it without looking at the rules. Wonderful. So it helps us. First of all, we saw these rules, right? Saw these expressions. We practiced them. And now you are able to change the dull sentence into something engaging, into something interesting. Well done. Some of you are writing to me in our chat box. Thank you very much. Great job. Do you guess the environment suffers from increase of air travel? Yeah, great. Unfortunately, yeah, we can add this as well. Can you imagine that? Have you ever thought of the increase? Yeah, have you ever thought, actually? Yes, that is very important. Great job. And you're still adding. Do you think about the future? I don't use the planes, I don't fly. Yeah, that's true. But if you can, in your own article, you can write about anything that you think is appropriate, right? But here is just a simple exercise that help you to use the language. And then when you write about your thought, you will make me, you will make your classmates, you will make your other readers be interested in it. So we need to practice a bit more in order to have this ability to engage our readers. Don't you agree with me? Well done. Thank you very much. Great. I see lots of people joining us and adding your ideas. Again, I promise that everything from here will be added to the follow-up email. So you will be able to work with it. Maybe you can even cut out and help some of the expressions and ask your students to put them in different groups and categories. Well done. So let's now remember the tips. How to write an article successfully. We need to read the task. We need to think about your reader, our readers, and by this way we need to use the appropriate style. We need to put short, clear, engaging introduction, and it's better all article to be clear and engaging, right? When we finish writing, we need to come back to our task and check if we have answered all the questions. When we want our readers to be engaging, we need to give examples, we need to ask them questions and add descriptions. And today we have great practice by asking useful questions. So, great job. Great job for today. And if we were in real classroom, the next task would be actually to write this sample article, to put it on our blog and to organize this competition, right? So the the task we have, what will be the cities of the future, what will the cities of the future be like, how will they be different, and how will they be similar to today's cities. So here we have a bit different task, but anyway we need to complete it in order to show to our contestants the good example. We even have a little plan, and here you can see that the number of words, 140 to 190, are splitted. How many words you need in each paragraph. So it helps students to plan their writing, right? So when we prepare for exam, when we prepare for writing an article, we give all the support to our students. We teach them, we help them to understand them, the task and to be successful. We can do it by using examples. We can do it by analyzing some good and bad examples. We can do it by asking students to improve their examples. Also, when we have these writing lessons, it's important to give lots of preparation during the lesson. You can leave writing the article for homework, maybe for the next lesson, but it should be great preparation for your students to understand all these details, right? To understand all these tips, something that help them be successful during the exam. So we can create the interest. We did it today by talking about city of the future, creating this word map. Imagine that we are the team of bloggers, right? We analyzed the example. You told me what is good, what is bad. You give your points of view, and our students also can do that. We focus on useful strategies, and I ask you some ideas, right? The strategies were not just given to you. Yeah, we do something, and then we try to understand the strategy. Useful phrases, useful language are very important. And of course, clear task. Yeah, how many words, your audience, what questions should be done. And also the book gives us even the plan. Yeah, so when you practice, it's great that you can study step by step. The lesson was taken from this close-up second edition book, student book, and the good news that level B2 and prepare students for them Zeno exams. And this textbook actually has the permission from Ministry of Education to be used in state schools. And today, for those teachers who have visited, we are going to raffle 2 of these books. You will get a chance to win either level B1 or level B1+, which are great for students of the 9th, 10th form. All the books contain lots of useful tips how to be successful at the exam. They have interesting topics, good language. Everything is created in such a way so you talk about one topic from different perspectives. How you can do that? At the end of the webinar, when you finish the webinar, you will get the feedback form. So for those teachers who have completed the feedback form, there are only 4 questions. It doesn't matter if you don't need to be like to write all the best, right? Give your real feedback. Then we will wait till tomorrow, and tomorrow we will make a raffle. So if you have completed the feedback form, you will be able, here are some pages actually from the book. You can see that grammar here is given in the form of investigation and lots of examples that help your students to practice it. Also, they are given a wide range of vocabulary. They get strategies for reading tasks, for use of English, for writing, for listening. the topics are interested for your students. They can discuss different questions. Yeah, they can practice speaking a lot together with just exam preparation. Given grammar exercises are based on some interesting facts from the world, and each lesson has video. Each unit has video lesson with the interesting facts from the world. The book has this online platform that helps, with the help of which your students can listen to the audio and download and watch the video. So no discs are required. You just go to the site and you listen or watch the video. For teachers, there are lots of resources like tests, tasks for fast finishers, quizzes, some tape scripts, list of the words, and some other that help you. You can choose from paper-based workbook, or you can organize classroom system and use online workbook. So you as the class manager will see how many tasks students have completed, what grade they have, how many times have they tried to complete this or that task. If you're interested in these books, you will get the link so you can follow, investigate some sample units, and you can contact me in order to ask more. Maybe you need this online workbook, you have never used it and you need some consultation. There are different solutions for online and offline classrooms. Also, program for teacher development. Our training center, Lingvist, have this great opportunity for you to develop professionally and get the certificate with the number, with everything that is required for you when to get this qualification, state qualification, I mean. You can choose one module, you can choose several modules, and you will get the amount of hours, the certificate, but together with that you will get excellent knowledge, good practice from the best teacher trainers in Ukraine. I go back to my announcement. So when you complete the feedback form, you will get the lesson presentation with all the links, and you will take part in the raffle. Again, I remind you that you can have chance to win one of the close-up books, and together with that, we also have 3 reading books, 3 readers for raffle. So 5 lucky teachers will be able to win valuable prizes. Now I'm checking the questions. The feedback is when you leave the webinar, you will get it. Also, you will receive it with yes. So when you leave the webinar, you will get the feedback. If you're interested in this book, National Geographic Learning in Ukraine is represented by Lingvist company. So you can contact your Lingvist manager or me. I am going to leave my details here. So you can contact me or our site and find out about the price, which is great actually for state schools, and find out about the the books and other our propositions. Today it was a pleasure to work with you. You gave me so much inspiration to continue what we are doing. Also, I think that we are going to have this demo lesson not just for region teachers, but for all Ukraine, and once a month or so, we will have demo lessons on different topics. So you can follow us on our Facebook page. You will see the announcement and join us. You also can ask your students to join, because during the spring lockdown, there was some demo lessons which we have once a week. We invited not just teachers, but also students. And that was great, because there was like a competition who answers quickly and something like that, teachers or students. Students have some useful information, practice it online, and they took part in the real lesson. And for teachers, it was like an observation, what can be done, how can you do it if you work online. And maybe you also can use these ideas for not just online, but offline work. Anyway, thank you very much. That was a real pleasure. You were really active today and answered so much, and your ideas were really interesting. So it's great to see that our teachers are those people who can give us interesting ideas, who can teach not just the subject, but some general knowledge. They can form our way of thinking. They can help us to become successful citizens, actually. So again, you complete the feedback, you take part in our raffle. You will get the certificates within a week. We will also post on our site the announcement, so you can check the number of the certificate. Please wait for some days, because we need time to complete all the certificates and make everything without any fails. Again, thanks you so much. That was a pleasure for me to be with you today, and have a good day. And I wish you to stay safe, to be inspired, and to find time for yourself, to take care not just of your students, but of yourself as well. So, goodbye.